Hi, I'm Marten, the founder and CEO of Gamecan. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk a bit about our values. Our values are something that are paramount to the culture we have in Gamecan. And I won't take up a lot of your time, but just one fun fact before I start with the list of values. My background actually is very diverse, and one of the main things I've actually done is I've been a breaker. I have a very strong hip-hop culture background, and philosophy from that culture is peace, love, unity, and having fun, which is something we have derived a lot of our values from. But let's kick it off. Our number one value is that we are over the top ambitious. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we immediately want to create AAA games and earn billions, but we're more like ambitious with setting new trends in the game industry. We're always pushing innovation in terms of everything from the technology we use to HR, to kind of build a new type of environment to make games in. Our number two value, one of my favorites, is no politics, no bullshit, no ideologies, we make games. That might seem a bit radical, and the thing is that it doesn't mean that we are not interested or we don't care about any global issues or social issues. It just means that as we have nearly 20 different nationalities in Gamecan, people with different cultural backgrounds, different belief systems, mindsets, it is better not to bring those topics into the work environment because they just divide people. The third one is that long-term relationships are key. When we hire people, we are not looking for job hoppers, let's say, people who would like to fill their CV with different companies. We actually want to bring people in, as we're still kind of early stage, around 50 people, to come and leave their footprint or fingerprint or their handwriting into the company culture. So ideally, a bit utopically, I see that when someone joins Gamecan, they're here for like 5 to 10 years. Maybe some until they retire. But that is something that is really, really important for us. Next one is to recognize areas of improvement and then improve. And this doesn't only go on an individual level, that our different team members in different departments should always learn something, stay up to date with trends, but also kind of like on the company management side. If there is something that we can do better, we really jump on it. And that actually, kind of jumping on that and solving those issues quickly, gives us a lot of breathing room to deal with things that we actually are passionate about. Next one is to under-promise and over-deliver. And that doesn't mean that, let's say we make a deal with a publisher or an investor and we set the scope for the game, that we go like 200% over the scope. It more like means that overall in Gamecan, if I under-promise and over-deliver, that can also be when we're hiring someone, that the environment that we're bringing you into is actually something that you enjoy immensely. Next is that we have zero tolerance for toxic behavior. The word toxic is a bit vague, you can use it in different ways, but how I see the word toxic behavior is the intent to bring someone's mood down with your actions or how you talk to them. So yes, I have ended a work contract even because I heard someone was gossiping about another team member. So that is something I am really, really radical about. And the next one is that mistakes and subpar outcomes are okay. We learn. Keyword is intent. So when someone gets a task and goes through the process of executing that task, in the end, what we look at is the intent that went into it, not so much the outcome. Because people learn in the game industry, it's so iterative, like 50% of the time you get a task that you've never done before. So we try to more so analyze what was the intent. So if the person gave their best, they really put in the work, then it's totally fine. If someone was actually lazy or indifferent about the task, then that's another topic. Now the next one is the cliche one, work hard, play hard. That can be on a t-shirt, on a cup, you've seen it everywhere. But sometimes cliches are as they are because they're true. And for us, it's the same. In the office, it's a nice environment, but it doesn't mean that it's kumbaya from morning till night. When we're working, then we are professional, we take our work seriously, and outside the work, we spend a lot of time together. And in summer, we don't have that. Otherwise, we have a tradition called Spa Tuesdays. So we go to the spa together. Then we have a summer retreat, Christmas party, a lot of activities like board game nights and so on. And the last one is give respect to get respect, give it unconditionally, and it cannot be demanded. That's something that really comes from that hip-hop culture, is that because someone has a better title than you, or in kind of like the company hierarchy, they seem to be more important. That doesn't mean that the title earns the respect. Doesn't matter what position you are in the company, on C-level, on junior level, it's all about us being human beings. We need to respect each other by default. And that is something that, as we have grown, let's say from like 30 to 50 people, what I love to see is that now when new people come in, the culture kind of is built so well in the company that they adapt those behaviors naturally. So those are our values in Gamecan. This is something that is not just a poster on the wall, and I personally police them a lot. And this is also the reason why we usually hire around 1 out of 50 candidates. Is yes, the technical skills and what's in your job description are important, but the number one thing for us is personality. If someone has even the smallest possibility of being an asshole to another person, then that can drive the whole culture off the rails. Anyways, thank you for listening. I hope that you find the culture and our values to be matching with yours. And if they do, look at our job opportunities, apply, and maybe I'll see you soon. Take care.